Well, guys, it looks like Baker 1 has been trapped behind enemy lines. We're currently in Syria, and we do expect a pretty serious Syrian counterattack. Now, all we've got to really help here is going to be a striker platoon to actually move to the position of Baker. But as you can see, we've got a whole bunch of infantry units that we could use to kind of get through the city. That does mean, however, that we're gonna have to crawl a bit just to get into that area. Now, you can see over here in the hold position location, we do have some snipers. We've got some infantry teams over here in these buildings, but I'm almost certain that the insurgents are going to try to take those areas as quickly as possible. So we're going to advance here, and initially I'm just going to do squad advances. So we'll do something like this, and sort of jump building to building and just see if we take any contact. For now, we'll go to level 1 over here. I'm then going to go ahead and quick move over here to this building to level 1, once again with the entire group. We will take some separate groups like the HQ units and just put them on level 3 of this minaret. Same is going to be true with the XO team, although the XO team, I believe, is the exfiltration team. So you know what? We should probably send them over here as well to assist in taking this area. I'm going to try to completely ignore this side of the town. In fact, I don't even want operations to really take place there. The only difference is going to be that with these units, I want to move them individually into these locations and just make sure that we have the area completely under our control. In fact, let me change that. I want him on level 2. I don't want him up on the roof because it actually makes him a very easy target. But level 2 should give us enough sort of visual aid to let us know exactly what we're facing. Here we go. All right, guys, let's begin with this particular operation. Now, we're going to leave a few units behind. We'll move them up as needed, but I'm hoping we can just hold out against the insurgents while our men make it to this location. It's an entire hour we're going to have to hold out, and I'm already spotting insurgents over here, but it looks like our units near the Abrams location are returning fire. Oh, my goodness. Look at our boys taking hits there. Unbelievable, guys. The insurgents are everywhere. As you can see, they've got anti-tank guided missiles. They might even have some tanks down there, although right now it's just looking like some pretty serious armor. Although you can see, my goodness, that our guys are immediately in a massive gunfight. I mean, I am not kidding, dudes. That is crazy. I'm going to actually back up just a bit because I want to see what happened to this sniper. Now, we did manage to knock out one of the command team guys over there, and I'm looking over here. I am seeing some enemy casualties there, so I'm going to back up just a bit and see exactly who caused the enemy casualties and how. I'm guessing it's going to be some sort of anti-tank guided missile. Nope, it's going to be our tank. Now, we've got one Abrams that's destroyed, but this one is doing absolutely beautifully. He is taking hits in the armor skirt. That's never good. But let's take a look over here. We've got to watch this advance too, guys. So as you can see, we're going to have to replay quite a few turns just to see exactly what takes place here. But it looks like for sure the enemy had defenders almost immediately. Let's see how our men respond. I can't imagine just how many tracers are there, but that's pretty impressive. Here we go, guys. We may have underestimated the enemy over here a little bit, expecting there to be no enemies, and suddenly they're going to be waiting for us in these buildings, but only time will tell. And actually, we've got enemies in that building already. How are you guys doing over here? The mosque is under our control. We have, however, taken 2 hits over here as we move into the building. And for sure, we've got insurgents in that position. Look at those Marines opening fire right there. Is this actually strikers? These might be army. My bad. I think this is almost certainly army, as a matter of fact. There we go. Knocked out one of these Syrian defenders. And actually, some of our men are already going for that building. But we're going to have to hold off with the other attacks. We just need the rest of our men to keep on firing and keep those enemies under consistent fire. Isn't that amazing? I mean, since these guys are already on the way, I'm just going to stop right there. And I'm going to assault this building. We're going to level 2, folks. Now, the one team I am concerned about is that command team. They're already pulling back. However, this unit right here, the machine gun team, we can cancel their movement as well. Oops, sorry. And go ahead and quick move them over into the... Actually, not even the roof. Let's just go to level 1. But of course, we've got a new focus, and that's going to be the enemy right there. From what I can understand, I also see enemies over here in front of this building that could pose a threat later on. So let's just keep our eyes open. But it actually looks like some of these infantry units are assisting in the gunfight over here for these buildings. If we take a look over there, we've also got enemies in this building. And one thing I want to do just really quickly... No, we don't have any sort of air support. Even if we go to our commander here, there's simply no air support. However, I want to take these binoculars, this spotter team, as well as this command team. Now, I'm going to put the command team just on the second floor, but with this infantry team, we might as well continue moving. We know for sure we're going to face enemies in this area, so I'm going to get over here to level 2 of this building, kind of focus on the enemies here for now, and it is not a great idea for us to advance up here now anyway, because you can see they completely own this area. I mean, in every single way, actually. So I'm going to just keep that machine gun team right there. We might deploy it, though. So let's see if we can't just go ahead and deploy that weapon and turn this into a firing position. As for that infantry team, I'm going to do the same thing. I want to really try to move building to building. Let's just go to level 1 of this building. And with this infantry team, since they're engaged with these guys, I'm just going to allow them to keep on firing. Here we go, guys. Wish us luck. Tracer City over here, man. This is Tracer City. Get in there, boys. Get in there. Wonderful return fire. Already 2 Syrians dead up there. They're still moving through with the assault. And this team is doing a great job at just keeping that building under fire. Unfortunately, we're going to take some shots moving into this area. There's just no way around it. But we are moving into the second floor here. A lot of our guys have simply taken cover. Good shooting, boys. Good shooting. Look at that, man. Getting aggressive. That's an enemy command team right there. Let's actually back up a bit, because I want to see the insertion there on the second floor. That was a beautiful kill. Look at that. Look at that. We got an enemy right there. He's already been hit by stray rounds. And we've got an MG team just opening fire on that building. You can see the rounds going through the damn windows, going through the walls. The enemy's trying to escape from that building. Meanwhile, we've got an enemy command team directly in front of us here. We need to be careful. And we need to also switch focus over there to the command team exclusively. Nonetheless, the men are doing all right. Despite being shot at like crazy, we are advancing, guys. For those of you wondering, we are playing this on veteran mode, and I'm thinking that the reason that we're not getting completely blasted is all of these little walls in the way. We did just lose a man right there. A few casualties, but only 1 man down. Nonetheless, we've got to make a push into this building and try and wipe out the command team. In fact, I think right now, we really just need to target that command team. We're going to kind of aim right there, just make sure that they're firing into the building. This infantry unit is actually already moving into that area, so you know what, let me take that back. That could end up being a really bad friendly fire situation. Let's just hold for now. Make sure that we're on that second floor. Make sure that the machine gun is deployed at this point. And you can see we are surrounded by insurgents. So in terms of movement, I think we need to keep our asses put. We're not going to move at all. Even our boys over here are going through a pretty incredible fight. As you can see, just getting vaporized through the windows here. So we need to get to that Bradley. And there's a bunch of Syrian forces all over the place up here. Now, it looks like the first Bradley did manage to take out quite a lot of the units kind of here in the area ahead of us where we see that mosque. But over here, we're not having much luck. So what I'm going to do is just kind of hope that he spots the enemy. I'm even tempted to start firing at that building right there. I think that's what I'll do. Just try and put some rounds in that building. Here we go, boys. As for the snipers and the rest of the infantry teams, really the best thing they can do is just kind of hold on. We also have an infantry team back here. It's a sort of, you know, if everything goes to shit infantry team. So let's try to treat it with care, and let's continue this advance. And look at that, always makes me happy. A few strikers, or I should say the strikers have arrived. Now, the only way to really enter with them, from what I can see, is going to be this way, which I don't like one bit. I'm going to try, just out of curiosity, to see if we can just get up this way and kind of use this poor terrain to our advantage. Do the same here. With these vehicles, you know what? We'll hunt forward. That's what I'll do. Not necessarily going to go in this direction, but we might as well test it out. The think it's also time to grab this infantry unit and do something with the poor bastard. And I'm actually going to hunt through this palm grove area, because I know for sure that the Syrians have positions over here. So I'm going to try to get on those. We should also try to save this captain. Just get him right back into the mosque. It's been a fairly safe location, but we'll see if it continues to be that way. All right, well, one last thing is just take a look, see where that infantry's going. Let's get back to the gunfight, boys. Here we go. Man, this has got to be one of the most vicious fights we've had in terms of gunfire in combat mission. Light them up, boys. Light them up. That's it. That's it. That's it. Got an enemy command team. Look, a few of them have surrendered. Look at that, guys. We have got a surrendered command team. Few things could be prettier than that. Just a bunch of Syrian guys, Syrian officers that have decided not to continue fighting. Now what I'm going to do is actually back up here in a second, because I want to watch the battle over there on that side, see how things are going. But even our guys in this building, look at that. We're going to back up just a bit. Even our guys over here in this building are starting to target another Syrian command team over here. So we're getting some pretty good sight lines on the enemy. And I don't think they're getting equal sight lines on us, at least not right now. Earlier, perhaps. Just want to take a look at this unit. Looks like they've already found their target on their hunt. We'll back up once again, back to 30, just to make sure that we catch all the action, guys. But it looks like this machine gun team is also busy, although under quite heavy fire. And I want to take a look at the position of the tank itself. This is, of course, the area we're supposed to get to save our boys. And sure enough, he is still shooting at the enemy. We ordered him to fire over here. He is not following that order. I'm wondering if it's because maybe the guy's turret is completely messed up. Let's also back up to see if those strikers even made it up, or if we're going to have to send them a different way. And as you can see, nope, there's no way around it. We are going to have to push our strikers through this absolute mess, whether we want to or not. So what that's telling me right now, immediately, I need to go here to this striker, and I need to open up, which just means we'll have a guy out there manning the machine gun. I'm going to push him this way, and then I'm going to hunt the rest of the way. Although, you know what? I'm going to dismount with this unit, even though it might be a little too soon to dismount. And I'm simply going to go to the first floor here. Same with this machine gun, just the machine gun, and I'm going to go in on the roof with that unit. With the rest of the striker team, once again, we're just going to readjust this. Go to the end, and let's hunt the rest of the way. Now, I'm fairly certain that the infantry would be able to get up there and cause quite a bit of damage, but I'm not sure if I really want to separate them from the striker vehicles. So I think even with these strikers, we're going to go ahead, just quick move, and then, of course, hunt the rest of the way. And there's quite a lot of wide areas we can go into without having to get too close to the buildings. We're getting a little bit cocky here and getting really close to these buildings. I think next thing's going to just be to continue moving. So let's grab this unit. Yeah, they've taken a beating for sure. Go to level 2 of that building. We've already taken the enemy prisoner over here. Let's just hope they don't try to pick up those guns again. But maybe just as a precaution, because I'm not even sure if that's a thing in Shockforce 2. We'll go ahead and keep that unit there. And this infantry unit is fairly fresh. 2 casualties, but we want to immediately stop that targeting. Let's clear target. And I'm going to quick move them to this building. So as you guys can see, you know, we're slowly trying to move up to make it over here. And of course, just rescue our men. Let's keep those 2 units here, and we'll take this unit and same thing. Move to the next building. I don't want to push it. I don't really want to go from like building 1 to building 4. I just want to move slowly here and be as careful as we possibly can. In fact, we'll take this commander, move him into that building right there. And let's get that machine gunner to push even farther into the enemy lines. Getting on the roof is such a tempting thing to do, but I'm telling you guys, it only leads to death. Now, I really want to get those strikers through, so we're going to take, of course, separate visuals during this battle. We'll watch this part of the fight, then we're going to go over to the strikers and see how they did, because I think them getting to this location is really what's going to be the key to saving our men. I like that continued firefight. They're firing directly at the mosque here. We actually are leaving with one of the combat teams, and I think it's about time. hell. Move, boys. So maybe moving these guys was not the best idea. There's a lot of Syrian army down that road there. Alright, the guys that arrived at this building are already engaging the enemy. For sure, they still have plenty over here in these buildings. We just made it to that building, but as you can see, getting up here is not easy, not by any stretch of the imagination. I believe they also just hit our tank, although thankfully it wasn't any sort of lethal hit. Some of the good news is just these guys getting through. I'm going to back up just a bit here because I want to take a look at the fight on the road here. As you can see, the enemy does have a few squads here. We're trying to keep them under fire with this unit. I'm not sure it's going to work. And don't worry, that's a surrendered enemy unit, and I believe another surrendered unit. So 2 surrendered Syrian army units. It really feels like when we get especially aggressive, they decide that the fight is not worth it. Keep it up, boys. Alright, let's jump over to the strikers, guys. We're doing pretty well over here. Well, all things considered, of course. But the strikers need to continue moving forward. Of course, we were trying to get a few of the infantry out into this building. It looks like they are on the move. And definitely firing that heavy machine gun and the grenade launcher. I love it, guys. I love it. Again, I don't want to leave the entire group here. Just a few of these guys. And look at that. Getting some very effective fire on the enemy over here that's currently attacking our Abrams position. I'm going to keep on firing, boys. Why not? No, I just love the amount of prisoners we've taken here. I mean, we have more prisoners than enemy dead, frankly. They're all over the damn place. We did, of course, take some casualties coming over here, but not nearly as many as I thought we would. So what I'm going to do is this turn, I'm staying put. I'm not moving with any of these units in this area. We'll let them go ahead and have their gunfights. What I am going to do is push this striker up. I mean, it was pretty damn effective as is. So I want to start pushing it up safely, of course. We don't want to go crazy here. But let's go ahead and want to make sure, definitely have her open up, and just kind of hunt up the road with this thing. I don't want to send them all at once, because if one of these guys gets taken out, then hopefully we can do something to save the rest of them. I will, however, move this guy kind of over here, and again in that same hunt maneuver, just to make sure that if we spot the enemy, we open fire immediately. I also want to make absolutely sure that this striker makes it to our current location. And hopefully we can avoid needing any reinforcements during this battle. So here we go, boys. Let's hope these guys know what they're doing. Come on, man. Keep it up, boys. Keep it up. Get that machine gun set up on the roof. Damn it, we need it. We'll take a look at that other fight, too. But right now, my main focus is this striker. And it looks like they are at the... let's just call it the administrative center building or the administrative palace. Quite a lot of insurgents there. So I think it's a perfect idea to just hold here with these units and keep firing. Of course, we also have that infantry team, and this is actually a pretty good time to deploy it. Although it looks like they're engaged with the enemies over there closest to our Bradley, and not necessarily with the enemies here in the government building. Nope, they got them. They've got a visual on them. Beautiful. Alright, I like this setup location, although there are enemies in that building too, and I'm hoping that our infantry here on the first floor will be able to deal with them. Yep, just lost one of our machine gunners, but thankfully, this beautiful striker continues to open fire, and it looks like he also opened fire on the Syrian army unit right there. Unbelievable just how aggressive the enemy is here. I am going to actually pull back. I just want to see what's going on this front. Again, we kept our guys in the buildings. We're not moving with them. Right now, they're really just fighting house to house with the insurgents. That enemy command team's next. We'll back up here again in a second, but for sure they are taking cover. They're not liking that consistent fire one bit, and I'm just loving the amount of prisoners that we actually have taken here. So far, actually, on the Bradley front, it looks like we're okay. For sure, this team is currently engaged with the enemies right there, but I've seen worse situations. I'm just going to back up 10 seconds. I want to kind of take a look here. Oh, sorry. Okay, I guess we have to move now. We're going to have to go ahead and make some decisions. I think we'll keep those guys there. I love what's happened with the striker vehicles. So let's grab them. They're already getting such tremendous shots on that enemy building. And I figure, you know, look, we've got pretty much a straight path down this road in case the enemy tries to rush to where the Bradley is. I'm thinking we stay put, keep targeting that building. There are definitely some enemies still in here. Maybe we'll take this striker, since he's just got the driver and the gunner, and we'll kind of send him up the road. This is pretty dangerous, though. I'm not even going to lie. I'll take this striker, too. He's already got the same idea, but he'll just be a little farther behind. And again, I'm not moving with these guys at all this turn, maybe with the exception of this machine gun unit. Let's go ahead and put him on the roof. Yeah, you heard me right, the roof of this building. I think since we've locked down the area big time, we don't really have to worry about snipers here, and he should be able to get some pretty good shots down on the enemy. All right, here we go, guys. Another push with the strikers here in the Battle of Idlib. Very nice. Yeah, he's getting some tremendous shots there, but I'm worried about RPGs. And at least he's focused on our striker and not on our combat team over here. Another one down. Yet another one down. Yep. Finally took a hit on the weapon mount. Although, look at that. That's starting to wrap up nicely. Let me just back up again, guys. The backing up's going to happen a lot. But it looks like they have mostly consolidated their forces around that area. And these strikers are doing really well. That's one of the reasons we opened them up, is so every single vehicle, or every single machine gun on the striker, I should say, is going to be operational. Although if we wanted to be really safe, we could keep the guys inside, but I just can't help myself. Look at that. Smashing away at the enemy position there. I already see some casualties. But yeah, I definitely would not feel safe moving any farther at this point. I think we need to absolutely weaken that building before we do absolutely anything. I like the setup of the infantry team here. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Now, one thing we could do, I like this building over here. I don't know if you guys are seeing it. It's sort of a tower. If we could just go ahead, break through with our machine gun team, we could probably put it up here. Unfortunately, as you can see in this fight, we don't have any sort of air support, so definitely similar to the Battle of Idlib. But we're going to have to make a decision in the upcoming episode whether or not we just go ahead and push through with the strikers, or whether we go ahead and push through with the infantry, or both. You know, my main goal was to consolidate this position by moving this way with the strikers, meeting up over here with the infantry, and then moving west, well, north really when you think about it, because I believe this area is south. I know it would be northeast, southwest, but we started... Nope, fair enough. We did start with a proper compass setting. Well, kind of. We're looking at the northeast over here, essentially. Nonetheless, let me know in the comments down below, guys, what you think the right approach would be. We still have plenty of infantry here. A lot of them, though, have been through some serious fighting. And we've also still got the strikers. I'm pretty confident I know what I'm going to do with them, and that's pretty much just hang around and knock the enemies out of this government building until they either surrender or just retreat. And as you can see, we've already done some pretty serious damage here to them. I think a few more shots from the striker probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Again, guys, if you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We're keeping these shorter because it's what YouTube recommends, and also lets me know if you guys are interested in seeing more of this series. Take care, and thank you for watching part 1 of the Battle of Idlib.